AYG, do your thing, bro.
What is going on, people? Welcome back to episode 4. It should have been last week. Well, we took a week off for one reason or another. But it's episode 4, just saying, with Jacob and Staffy. And we reached the
soundbars.
end
The soundbar. The soundboard is nice. Add some applause on the intros.
I still gotta fix it because my soundboard it's not outputting into StreamYard, but I do have this saved. Wait.
Okay.
So that's the one we have saved on StreamYard.
You fooled me. You fooled me. You didn't have to.
I still haven't fixed.
You didn't have to say how the sausage was made. You know.
I fooled you. I'm not Marshall yet. So, but I will get it fixed soon. But what was I saying? Episode 4. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I was talking about how international break is over, and we finally get to discuss football again. I mean, to be fair, it was a good international break. We can't even act like it was a bad one. Like it was plentiful. European games. Cuti Romero stinker, but he got bailed by Argentina and they won 4-1. Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James about to throw hands. You know, Trent snaking Liverpool. Did I miss anything?
Some of the tweets I've seen about Trent are insane.
Did you see Tom Little's reaction?
No, but I saw him flailing around in Hassam's chat, all upset. I can imagine.
He's just been all over the place crying.
I sympathize. I don't agree with what they're saying. I think that they're wrong in their thought process, but I understand it because it's like when Harry Kane left, you know. But imagine if Harry Kane won everything. I'd at least have some beautiful memories to lay back on. But I didn't. I just have the finals.
I mean,
we made it to a final, and we didn't even like our greatest memory of a European night didn't even involve Harry Kane. So it's
what is
kind
that
of ironic.
Memory? I don't even know what you're talking about. The Champions League final?
Ajax when we came back.
Oh, okay.
And would be Ajax.
Yeah,
they always say that night in Amsterdam. It's not about winning anything. It's just about making it to a finals. It's fantastic.
And Harry Kane in big games, spooky conversation, but that's not on today's agenda.
I've been saying, is Mo the Egyptian Harry Kane?
Salah.
Yeah.
I would say respect Kane.
Oh wow! I thought you were gonna say
You know what it is, bro? I'm just so
the
tired.
other way around.
You know what it is? I'm just so tired of people telling me all the time that Salah's my greatest ever player. It's just like, no, he's not. You're not gonna tell me what I watched in my country.
Oh,
Like, I've generally seen this guy do
it's
nothing for my
Mito.
country.
We all know.
So, like, don't do that. By the way, is my internet bugging or is it yours? One of us is. Chat, is it me or is it
Now
Jake?
it looks to be mine. I think it was you in the beginning, and then now it's me. I think it's definitely me.
Well, you're back now. But anyways, big up to the chat. Make sure you guys like the video. Make sure you guys subscribe. We're getting some love for the chat. She's saying I'm excited to see the haircut. And then James, I believe James might be from your channel because showing blue on my side, saying long break and both back with fresh cuts. I don't think you have a fresh cut. Unless I'm missing
Yeah,
something.
dude. I mean, my hair is not long anymore.
Oh, you know what it is? I thought it was just like dangling over your shoulder. Like I didn't see like it just got short to that.
It's just done. It's cut.
Are you trying to look like the Snow White chick? What's her name? The one that's catching heat.
Gal Gadot?
Yeah. Are you
No,
trying
I
to
would
look like
not.
her?
No, I would not.
I think I'm
for
just trying to
obvious reasons.
audition for the next
I
Snow White
wouldn't want to
movie,
look like
guys.
them for obvious reasons. What I'm wearing should say why I'm not like them.
She is pro-Palestine.
Not Gal Gadot though.
I don't know their names. The one that was trying to be Snow White, she's pro-Palestine. The other one is Israeli. I don't know their names. I'm not into cinema like that. But I know she's pro-Palestine and the other one is, which is a unique combo.
I've heard that they're both bitches, so take that for what you will. I don't know either one of them.
You know, she got benched apparently by Disney.
Gal's an ex-IDF shoulder. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, that I heard.
Hey,
But
big
you
up
know she
chat
got
though.
benched by Disney, right? They
Big
took her
up
off.
everybody, whether you're watching what other channel you're watching. Who did it get? She get taken off? I don't know. I don't, bro. When people talk about Disney this and Disney that, I really haven't watched Disney since Boy Meets World was on the air, and that's a fucking long time ago.
They took her off. She was supposed to do some tour or whatever. Like she was supposed to be on SNL and the Jimmy Kimmel Show and something else. And because of all the backlash that she's getting online and the fact that the movie's right now is
got,
rated,
I think, the lowest rating of all time.
you know what it is?
It's like a 1.7 when they posted it, but that was yesterday, and I saw it going down. I did vote. Let me pull up. Real Cinema Head's got the IMDb app. You know what I'm saying? When you be
That's
watching
the app that
something,
they're talking about. IMBD or whatever it is. She has a
IMDb,
1.7.
yeah. Let's see what it is. I'll see what it is right now, real quick. Snow White, 1.6. It has gone down with the more. So it's at a 1.6. You see it there, the gold star on the left. That says 1.6, even though it's not focusing. And I gave it a 1. And that's out of 193,000 reviews that it has a 1.6.
That's a lot of reviews.
And it's probably only that high because you literally can't vote 0. It has to be at least 1.
I was about to ask that. Can you vote as 0?
So 1 is kind of like 0. So really it's like a 0.6.
You know what it is? I didn't watch the movie. I don't know anything about it. Like I've only heard it when it start trending on Twitter. It's just like some of the videos that they put of her. She's basically saying, "Oh, I'm a narcissist. Oh, this, oh that," and I'm like, "Why do you have to be like that?" When she was saying, "Oh, the original movie was weird because the guy was a stalker," and I'm like, "Well, don't do that. We just lost your voice."
That's weird. Bro, what's going on with my technology? I feel like my son's out there destroying the Wi-Fi router or something.
Self-sabotage.
Well, sometimes it be your own people, and it be the people who are straight from your loins. But just like with Snow White, I guess that's a great transition because on the PR tour, it sounded like she was just kind of dogging the whole thing in general. It was just kind of weird. Like, why are you cooking food for a dinner, but you're like, the venue shit, the guests are all kind of bitches. I don't really like any of it, and the food's actually not good. I made it, and it's not good. It's like
She's like letting you know, like, I am a bitch. This movie won't be what you want, and fuck you.
It's like she's trying really hard to be edgy. It's like, I don't know. Again, this is just all I see is what the cameras and the media shows. So I don't know her or Mrs. Gigi's either like that. But I know that I didn't watch Wonder Woman because why the fuck would they ever make Wonder Woman? I don't think anyone's ever really cared about that story. It's Xena. That's the only like woman that I care about if you made it, I think.
I'm hearing
Anyway.
that the girl that plays Snow White puts in a good performance, even though the movie was a brick. I don't know. Snow White hype though. Let's get to the real drama. I mean, listen, there's drama with that. Let's talk about the real drama. Jacob, Stephen A. Smith, LeBron James, your GOAT. They're going at it again. We covered this actually.
Why you say my GOAT? Wait, why you say my GOAT?
Because he's not your GOAT, but I knew he would piss you off. You know what I learned today? And I actually
it not only pisses me off, but like there's a whole generation of kids that are just like, it's LeBron, it's LeBron. It's like you realize the rules are just completely different. The style of play is so different. It's really hard to actually like give fair credit to GOATs. And that's why for me, the closest thing to GOAT, which is MJ, the closest thing to that is probably Kobe Bryant. And then I can hear LeBron.
That's a very subjective topic. We're not even gonna talk about that today. But I was gonna say, today I learned a stat today that I never knew.
It felt like you like your hairs go this way and you pet me this way. I'm like, oh, it just made me call LeBron your GOAT.
But this stat you're gonna like what I'm about to tell you.
He goes to P Diddy parties,
Dallas,
by the way.
Huh?
He goes to P Diddy parties and then he like makes videos like, oh, that P Diddy party.
There's no party like a Diddy party.
Hey, ain't no party like a P Diddy party.
So when he played Dallas, actually, today I learned that when he played Dallas, he averaged 2.2 points in the fourth quarter of the last 4 games.
What about Dirk?
Well, I don't know about Dirk, but I know Dirk killed him. But 2.2 in the fourth quarter.
I mean, he's
talking about being clutch in the stretch. Anyways, let's get to what happened. So for the people who live under a rock and they don't know, so basically LeBron and Stephen A. Smith have been beefing because of his son, Bronny. He got confronted by LeBron during a Lakers-Knicks game in LA. He told him, don't F with my son. That's my effing son. It kind of, I wouldn't say they deaded it from there. It got mentioned a couple of times, but it never really escalated until yesterday. For some reason, I don't know whose idea this was, but LeBron got invited to the Pat McAfee show. And he got to speak on the ESPN cast, spoke about Brian Windhurst for some reason. He called him a weirdo. I thought that was weird, honestly. And then he spoke a little bit also about LeBron. So this is what he said, really.
He's going to be happy as hell. He's going to be smiling from ear to ear when he hears me talking about him again. Oh, my God. He's going to get home and grab some ice cream out of the fucking freezer and sit in his chair in his tighty whities on the couch. He's going to be happy as hell.
So basically, this is him saying, like, this is what
he's cooking him.
Stephen A. Smith is going to do.
Bro, there really ain't shit you can say to a professional athlete on levels. Like, this man can literally say whatever he wants, and he's just dunking on Stephen A. As much as I don't really like either one personally, so I have no dog in this fight. It's just more like, oh, there's a scrap. This is nice to see. But it's just, it's crazy because the energy that Stephen A. Smith was showing was a lot different than the energy he was showing when he came on with his fly little pink suit. You know what I mean? Remember when we did the pink suit breakdown?
Yeah, but
he
to
was
be
talking
fair,
about, oh, I'm a victim, and like, oh, poor me, and like, oh, like I didn't expect this.
He was never
very
gonna
abrupt.
Escalate it, bro. That's what he said. He said it was never gonna.
But now, yesterday, he's talking about throwing hands. Hey, he would have put them paws on me.
I'm talking about the day they were there. He said he was never gonna escalate it that much. I mean, all right, fuck it. Well, since you said it, this was okay. So Stephen A. Smith,
look at his face, bro. You know he's about to spit some bullshit when he looked like that.
We need to subscribe to his channel. I don't know why I'm not subscribed. I'm gonna subscribe to him. I'm gonna watch when he goes live, bro. But he went live later that day, basically after LeBron dissed him, said he couldn't wait to talk about the incident when it got videotaped on the videotape. I just showed my age by saying that. But when it got recorded during the Lakers game, he said he couldn't wait to do it. He's not buying his bullshit. He just made fun of him. He said, oh, when this comes out, he's going to be excited ear to ear in his tidy whities. So I don't know how we got here, but this is what Stephen A. Smith said later on his YouTube channel.
That man put his hands on me, I would have immediately swung on him. Immediately.
Expeditiously put these paws on him.
I don't know how we got here, though. There was no talks about, like, it's not like LeBron said, I'm going to beat his ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't know how we went from what LeBron said. So it's all basically talk on ESPN, on the internet, on Twitter, He does that. This took me by surprise a little bit. And then, and this is the final video before I get everyone's thoughts and get your thoughts. LeBron took it to Instagram to post this. So this is LeBron's official Instagram, guys. All right, it's not a joke.
Yeah, make it more free. Yeah, push.
He captioned it.
Yeah,
womp. And this is the other side. So he basically mocks Stephen A for saying, I would have put my hands on him. Jacob, make of this what you want.
Well, to me, bro, Stephen A can talk whatever he want to talk. It's not going to amount to anything if they actually put fists up. That's a good point that you bring up, because I didn't even think about that aspect of it. Like, we were at such a juvenile level, and then they took it. Stephen A, he would have put these hands on me, I would have swung back at him type stuff. Like,
it's like, how do we get there?
It's an escalation of sorts. Even though with his pink suit, he's the victim and he ain't going to escalate it, yada yada. But now he's talking about, I'll put these hands on him, and then LeBron's just showing what those hands would look like. So for me, I don't know. I don't understand the whole like lean back, punch down thing. That's a weird technique that maybe that trainer is really at fault for allowing him to do that.
Ago when he had his rotator cuffs or something like that.
So it's probably some rehabilitative type shit.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm actually gonna get that clip too.
Either way, it looked like he was trying to punch a fucking poodle, and I don't know what good that's gonna do punching down low like that when you got LeBron. You're gonna be swinging up. You may as well try to punch a bird feeder in a tree or something. That's better training than the fuck he was doing. But he got cooked. And again, LeBron can sit on any platform as a professional athlete and be like, I'm better than you, because genuinely Stephen A's job is like revolving around whatever LeBron says. LeBron will take a shit and throw it in a cup, and then Stephen A will talk about it. You know what I mean? The one person is clearly upper or higher up on the pyramid of sorts. So it's really like, as long as you don't say some corny shit, LeBron's always going to win this verbally. And we don't even have to say it physically. He's obviously going to win that fight.
Yeah, but here's the thing. So, I want to play his response from today. It's 15 minutes, but we won't watch the whole 15 minutes. We'll probably put on, react to it live as we go. But Stephen A reacted to it today, and he basically said LeBron is a liar, because he goes on yesterday and he said he doesn't mind him doing his job, which is talking about basketball, but he made it personal. And I'm trying to see, I don't see where Stephen A. Smith made it personal. Now, there's a bunch of people that say he made it personal the minute he spoke about him as a father. But he did explain himself. He said, I spoke about him as a father who brought his son to the NBA, who was clearly struggling and should have been sent to the G League to perform well. He was like, I never dissed his son. I basically spoke about him as a father in the NBA. He was like, he's the same guy that said, my son is better than half these cats. So he set him up to fail, basically. And I kind of agree with that. And when you really look at it, bro, it's like, why aren't we allowed to talk about Bronny? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, think about it. If it was a different sport like boxing, and he's like, my son can knock, it's a current boxer, and he's like, my son can knock out half these dudes that are getting main cards or whatever. And they say, okay. And they put him up there, and he gets his ass whooped. And then a guy whose job it is to talk about the results and the shit and all the things surrounding it in the sports world, he's going to talk about it. Now, you can't be getting upset about his opinion for two reasons. One, because you should understand that, like, your son is autonomous. I mean, realistically, he's not, but like, in the real world, like my son is not me. Therefore, like that's his battle. The shit that Stephen A is talking is the shit that he has to hear, overcome, and do it. And then secondly, you going around talking about your son's gonna whoop half the fighter's ass, and then he gets his ass whooped in the first 2 fights we see him in. What are we gonna say now? So, they're both like just it's again it just feels like that thing you sent me.
It is
two
dragging
clowns,
too much, though. I'll
two
tell you
idiots fighting over who's dumber or whatever.
Yeah, it's dragging too much. And I hope today was the last time because this is the video that came out today from First Take. So let's react to it together. It's a long video, so I don't think we should play the whole
Yeah,
thing.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen much from today.
All right, so he did respond to earlier on First Take. By the way, man, Molly, love me some Molly. This
Is that
Molly,
the one that is that a different network?
What do you mean that's a different network?
The one that
Oh,
gave a little
no, it's not whatever.
allegedly. Well, I mean that's what the lawsuit says in text.
The female on the screen is Molly. I wasn't talking about a different Molly, by the way.
No, there was a lady on one of these sports channels that it was like.
Actually, we're gonna cover their faces, so we might as
I
well.
was gonna say now it's
Yeah,
Molly
I'm
and Staffy are
trying to
one.
watch Molly, bro.
Joy Taylor, that's who I'm thinking of. Thank you, Phineas. Joy Taylor.
Oh, Joy Taylor. All right.
She
So
did
this was
the-
today.
LeBron James on the show, anybody would have.
Pause.
Why are you
pause.
laughing already?
Because this motherfucker, first thing he does is congratulations, Pat McAfee. And it's like not a congratulations, it's a fuck you, you little pussy. It was literally like
He doesn't want to sound like a hater. Like, oh,
bro,
fuck
he
Pat
said anybody could have got that interview. So congratulations to Pat McAfee. That's hilarious, bro. He came out and immediately just spit on Pat McAfee and pulled the rug from under his feet. And then he's like, all right,
I mean,
next.
they work for the same network, so I wouldn't really say like.
No, this, bro, you don't think like if we worked for the same network, I would take sly little public jabs like that. Reading between the lines there, bro said anyone could have got that interview. So congratulate that, bro. That's like saying anyone could have banged Bonnie Blue. So congratulations, you had sex. It's like,
Didn't everyone bang Bonnie Blue?
yeah, well, not everyone, but like in a certain
Isn't
geographical
that the chick
region,
that
yes.
got banged by like 1,000 men?
Yeah, allegedly. I mean, who
Well, there
knows
you
if
go.
it's
That's-
true. I
that's-
refuse to believe that is things that we do as humans. I refuse.
Anyways.
I refuse to believe.
The next
Anyway,
question
Stephen A,
that he asked
fuck
was
it,
more than
come out.
appropriate.
So he's pointing out him as an NBA father rather than just a father at home raising his kids. You get what I'm saying? Because LeBron defended himself in a way who's like, I had to do what I had to do because it's like I gotta protect my household. Da, da, da. And I understand why LeBron did it, by the way. And most likely I would have done something similar. Maybe I don't know if I was in his situation. But he's trying to come from that part where it's like I'm not talking about him as a father at home raising his kids. I'm talking about him as a father who brought his son into the NBA and said all that shit.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I still see it like I understand how he can make that difference. I don't know if Stephen A is a father or not, but his kids are definitely not in the public light. And that's probably by choice if he does have kids. But from a father's standpoint, as soon as you say anything about the kid, big up Elijah. As soon as you say anything about the kid, it don't matter if you're trying. Well, I meant here's the line that I was drawing in regard. You're talking about my kid, and that any parent is gonna, even the shittier ones are gonna be like, "Hey, fuck you! Don't talk about my kid." You know what I mean? So, like, the natural defense mechanism of a father is gonna be to go on the offensive here. And this is the part where it makes it interesting for me because it's obviously a matter of like words. This guy, Stephen A, is paid for how he speaks, what he says.
Bro, he
So
got paid $100
naturally,
million to do this. Like think
Na-
about. I said this today. I was up to my barber. We were talking about this. I was like, bro, you need to understand. Stephen A. Smith in the media world is the LeBron James of the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like he is the best in the industry, just like LeBron is the best in the NBA. So he's the
yeah,
GOAT
you,
of
you
this
could
and
say
he's the
that,
GOAT
yeah.
of that. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, a broadcaster making 100 mil just to talk in a studio, it's unheard of type money. That
100 mil,
was
bro.
like
This guy's on like
that's what ex
NBA max
players
contract.
garner. That's what ex players, ex coaches, when they go in the booth, like Tony Romo, Brady, or Troy Aikman back in the day. I remember that was a big story. Was, oh, he's now in the booth and he's making 10 mil a year or something like that, or it was something crazy. I was like, he signed a 20 mil 5-year contract. It's like 4 mil a year to speak about the sport is crazy. But you know, the bigger your brand, the bigger your name is, the more weight that it carries from a network perspective. So it makes sense. And you're right. He is kind of like the LeBron of sports presentation, sports news, entertainment. But remember what ESPN stands for. Entertainment is first in ESPN. So naturally, you know, when you sign that big contract, what are you going to do? Keep egging on the beef with the fucking biggest star in the sport. Arguably, you know, when you take the biggest stars from every sport and you put them in a room together, LeBron James is going to be sitting in that room right now. So,
Yeah, of course.
however you crumble that cookie, like that's just good. That's just good revenue for ESPN to do too. So it makes sense. They're making their money right now. They're making their money back on that contract that he just signed because now he's beefing with LeBron. Now he's talking, oh, it's him versus him. I put these hands on him. I'm going to go back to
Bro,
the thing I said in the first episode where we were talking about this. Maybe this was all fucking manufactured.
You know what it is, bro? I saw their YouTube channel today, and I swear to God, it reminded me of the Football Terrace because their title was "You're a liar" in quotation marks, and it's like Stephen A. Smith calls out LeBron question.
Oh my
I
God.
was like, bro, that's what we do in football YouTube. I looked at it, I was like, this is the same thing. You know when we do emergency
Hey,
stream?
they heard drama sells, man. So they're like, let's get in on that. Can't blame
I'm
them.
not gonna lie, bro. This is Lee versus Terry type of drama. When I saw that, I'm like, bro, this is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. But let's continue this.
cuffs at the same time. That's what we need to be asking, bro. Was he at the jungle gym? Like, what was he doing a deadlift? What happened? You know those videos where they're trying to deadlift and your shoulders pop out, or you take a shit on yourself? What was he doing? How do you tear 2 rotate? Like even professional athletes tear 1 at a time. I was like, bro, I broke both of my ankles. What did you do? What were you doing?
He looks sad though. Look at his face.
Well, it is. He does do that. This is where I start to get annoyed with people like him, because they do the like, oh, you're doing this to little old me with 2 rotator cuffs 10 years ago. Blah blah blah. Excuse for my, let's. Bro, you talking about you would have swung on him, and so he posted a photo of what he's seen you swing on, and it looks like shit. How are you? Put out a new video of you swinging on something then. That's how I see it. Don't be a bitch now. You put that stupid, ugly ass video out there. Everyone was making fun of it at the time. Don't give a fuck about your rotator cuffs, bro. All they care about is what they see of you right now, which is you talking shit. So just keep doing it. But he does but I'm a victim too now. My poor
To be fair, he did
rotator
admit
cuffs.
LeBron would have whooped his ass, but at least he knows that. I could throw hands now. Maybe not 10 years ago with that video.
Shoo!
But if I have to get down, I know how to get down right now. That's what
I'm fine with that. I like that. He's talking a little shit. Hey,
Yeah.
if you think that's how I throw hands, suit yourself. Come find out, motherfucker.
that's the New
That's
York
what I
in
would
him
have.
speaking.
Yeah, that was that like, don't fuck with me, because when you see me, people are gonna press him. You know what I mean? And that's something that happens in every genre, like music, actors, all that stuff. In public, people will press you, and they see how much they can get away with. They see how much, he got away with pressing you like this. I'm gonna press you like that. That's why Afro Man punched a woman off of his stage. Because he's like, I ain't gonna let you come up here and ruin my show. It's the energy I'm trying to keep. I'm not saying it's right. He ended up paying good money to settle that. But, hey, Stephen A. See, that's what I'm saying, is he does good and bad, and he just kind of like he takes you on this roller coaster to where by the end you're kind of like, all right, this is the ride that he has told me it is, because we went on that little ride together. So it's like, he does the like pity me, but like, I'ma still buck up. Bro, either pity or no pity. What are we talking about here?
Yeah, like maintain the same energy.
Here, pause real quick.
With Gabe Poland, then the owner of the Washington franchise, was.
So this is where Stephen A has the benefit of an entire room of people with every smart device you can think of, all computing the same statistics. I used to work in statistics and sport because that was like something I was really interested in. And like when I saw the level in which ESPN churns out these statistics and research certain statistics, like they probably have a dedicated server just for Jordan facts and LeBron facts. You know what I mean? So this is where he has the benefit of that. Like LeBron might have a team of a couple friends that he's like, hey, dig up some stats on Stephen A. But overall, like, I don't know. This is where he's going to burn him, I'm sure, with some stats that a bunch of people, this is like Drake getting his lines written for him in a diss song. You know what I'm saying? That's what this is like. Bro, okay, because Kendrick won.
Bro, we'll save that for a different show. We're not gonna get into this right now. I feel like this audio for this video is very low though, so I want to see if I could find it a little bit louder. Actually, they do have it on their YouTube channel.
I hear it just fine.
Is it? Because on my side, I feel like it's super low. Chat, do you guys hear it well, or should I? Let me see. Because I know it's on ESPN on their YouTube channel, so I can literally just go to that moment. Where is it? All right. Yeah, this one is a lot louder. Hold on. So let me share this one instead. Just because this one is a little bit too low, I don't like it. Let's put this one on.
Well, James just said it sounds good.
Which leads obviously to you.
It's too late now.
Torn rotator cuff.
See how this one's a lot louder. What'd you say?
I like that he keeps throwing in with 7 more years.
Bro, because you gotta keep getting reminded that. Like MJ said, you know what? Fuck basketball. I'm gonna go throw baseball right now. I wanna play baseball. He comes back. He's like, you know what? Fuck baseball. I actually want to come back. He comes back and he continues. Like,
but again, like he said, he came back and was only a part of the Wizards, so he could own the Wizards. Because that was a part of the stipulation.
He came back and went back to the Bulls before he went.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm talking about the time he went and played at Washington, because that's again another stick that I've heard. LeBron sexuals, is that there's a whole like subculture now that's releasing AI music, or like they're making their own music to LeBron James. It is insane the levels
Oh,
in which
that's
people are going.
I swear I couldn't
I'm
believe it.
talking about the man on the Lakers, LeBron
I
James.
should have saved the one that I found,
That
bro.
shit's so
Insane.
stupid, dog. There's
Insane.
another one. There's some one of them that I heard. They did like the "Hey There Delilah" tune. There's like "Hey There LeBron, what's it like in
Oh no.
LAC?" Yeah, bro. They're writing love songs for this motherfucker, and I find it hilarious. I could.
Speaking of LeBron
I feel like
sexuals,
Jordan would
yeah,
have been canceled if there was this level of like social media activity around people back in his time, because he motherfucker was gambling and shit. He was. That's why he wasn't even that mad at Rodman. He was like, "Shit, I was out with Rodman last night." So
bro.
yeah, man.
Rodman went to Vegas, did some coke, drank some alcohol, fucked some bitches, and he went back to continue the finals, bro. Imagine that would happen if that happened in
And
today.
was crucial. And was crucial.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't have played that good if he didn't go then. Bro, we got people right now that get pissed when
About the man on the Lakers. Oh yeah, that shit's so stupid.
bro, I just imagine
LeBron
British
James.
people if Rashford went to Vegas, Rashford went to a Knicks game and they lost their shit. Imagine Rashford went to Vegas and then just came back to continue the season. They would have killed him, bro.
No, they
Listen,
would have. Yeah, they would have been rioting worse than the Super League riots that y'all had.
they wouldn't allow it, bro. They wouldn't allow it.
Never
Stephen A. Smith is a fucking grifter, loser. I don't know what. I mean, listen. At the end of the day, this guy's making 100 million to talk about a sport. We sit here and we do the same basically on YouTube, TJ. So I don't know if it makes him a loser.
I don't get paid to talk to you. I get paid to talk about you.
I see a lot of Jacob
Okay.
and Stephen A. Smith.
Bro, seeing men inside of men is crazy.
Pause. Hold on, man. Listen.
Bridge hype.
This is when I have to switch profiles. Don't do that again, man. Just don't.
I'm talking about the man on the lake. P. Diddy party coming back.
You know, it sounds like he's describing TJ, to be honest. TJ is that type of guy. He'll smile in your face, but probably has a knife in his back.
You mean like provide no pushback whenever you're, say, you know, well, you know, anyway. No, it's a crazy notion to say, from Stephen A's perspective that, like, I don't know. I feel like they're both being kind of pussios in this whole situation. They're both kind of being little bitches, but it's funny to see. But overall, I think he's milking it a lot more. And we all know why. It's because he's getting paid. Again, you just signed a $100 million contract. What's the best way to reward?
Oh, ESPN is calling him saying, yo, you better talk about this shit first thing in the morning. ESPN is loving this.
Yeah, so he's kind of gaslighting us, saying he's doing this for us, the audience who hears it. You're doing it because the people who pay you said, hey, look, the biggest story right now is you talking shit to the biggest player in the league. It's easy.
Do you
Out
feel like
his
he's taking
feelings.
it away a little bit from what it is? Because now he made it all like he's just mad because of the GOAT convo. That's all it was at the end of the day. Like that's what I feel like that's where he took it away from. Because LeBron tried to say he didn't get the point, which is me just talking about whatever happened as a father. And now he's like, nah, fuck this shit. He's just petty because I don't think he's the GOAT.
He did shift the conversation slightly, and that's the part that's like, well, I mean, it's his assumption as to why Steven or why LeBron feels that way. Is his assumption is that it's because I'm putting MJ above him. That's the only thing it could be, which is pretty reductive, I think, to LeBron's point of view. And he's right, Stephen A, to an extent in the regards of this is his core. This is his game that he plays. And he's one of the best, if not the best, financially, at least you could argue the best at what he does. So, it is one of them things where LeBron would probably be better to just say like nothing, I think, or one final thing and close it off, or just let that boxing video be the last thing he says.
Yeah. It's either that or just actually give us like a debate. Like, because I'll tell you what, if that happens, everyone's making money anyways. You're making money, Stephen A's making money, ESPN is making money, or whoever's hosting it. I think it would be ESPN. Just give us that. But let's finish.
He said, I'll go to your damn show. I like that energy.
Yeah, he said, I'll go on your platform. Doesn't have to be mine. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that energy, though.
You got to deal with
He's
that.
so annoying, bro.
Plain and simple. It ain't a crime for Michael.
I hate this fucking guy.
He's so
I fucking
annoying,
hate
bro.
the way he did the. And I'm gonna be here.
Like he starts whispering. You know what I'm saying? But, like,
Bro, he's a
he's
showman.
talking
He's
shit.
an entertainer. That's what he's doing. This is like WWE, just like sports news version. Oh.
bro, this is
That's my
crazy.
favorite. Bro, you've got
You know
to
what this
say
reminds me
his
of?
name, LeBron James. Ah, that's funny.
You know what it reminds me of?
What? Cootie, can't you see? Sometimes your words just hypnotize me. I fucking love Cootie Romero. He's the fucking GOAT, and I hope you know.
You were the originator of singing for players. You were?
I'm
Just giving you your
talking
flowers.
about the man on the Lakers. That's great stuff. Well, anyway, that took almost an hour. I didn't think we were going to talk about that long, but it was funny. That's funny stuff. He's definitely milking it for sure.
For sure. But yeah, guys, I'm seeing people asking, what is this? Becky, I mean, listen, we've been live for an hour and you're still asking me to explain. There's a whole hour of us explaining, so just go back and watch. But let's switch the topic to something else now. Let's bring it back to some football. I mean, listen, the drama doesn't just end in the NBA. There was more drama, and there was drama in the Premier League this week. Because Trent joined Liverpool. Trent decided to leave Liverpool to join Real Madrid. And a lot of people think he's a snake for that. There's a lot of other people, especially rivals. I think it's like more of the non-Liverpool fans that are saying like, just because he's from Liverpool doesn't mean he has to live, stay, and die in Liverpool. He's allowed to leave. He's been there for he's been in Liverpool since he was a kid for 20 years now. More of it is because him and Jude have this weird friendship going on. So he picked Jude over Liverpool. But where do you stand on this? I mean, he's living on a free. They're not getting money for him. He's won everything with his club. Won a Premier League, Champions League, domestic cups, Club World Cup. He's basically, I think he's a Liverpool legend, no matter what anyone says. And he's leaving on a free. Same transfer window that Salah and Van Dijk might leave for a free as well. What do you make of this whole situation?
I mean, I see it a few different ways. So number one, I find it funny, obviously, to see the likes of Tom Little and other Liverpool fans that are like really, really upset, and they're saying he's a snake, he's this, he's that. They got nothing but bad things to say about the guy who literally has been a staple in your team for what was the number you said? 10 years, I think.
He's been in Liverpool for 20 years, so that's obviously counting his days as a kid. So he's been there since he was like 6. So in the first team, I think he debuted in 2019, 20, something like that. So he's been with the first team for about 6 years, I think. But anyways, yeah, he's been in Liverpool for 20 years. Liverpool, the football club.
I mean, that in and of itself just says like there needs to be some amount of loyalty. It's like when Harry Kane left, you know, and everyone was really mad at him. It's like, I think anyone really, when you take a step back, you say, did we do right by him? Did we, for Liverpool's stance, you won everything with him. With him, you've won all the trophies that you can possibly win. So I don't know why you'd be upset. It's almost like be happy that it happened and not upset that it's over. Because to me, it happened and there was a lot of things that they accomplished along the way. Like with me and Harry Kane, the best memory I've got in Europe with Harry Kane, he wasn't even on the fucking pitch. You know, it's like you've got all type of memories, and maybe this is just from my perspective as a Spurs fan. Maybe you could speak on it more too, because, you know, from a United standpoint, your best moment isn't making it to a final. It's fucking winning it and being dominant. And that's not something that Harry Kane experienced with Tottenham. And at a certain point, on a different level, yes, he's won everything there. The man wants another challenge. He's still relatively young. Who doesn't want to play? When every kid that grows up is like, one day it'd be nice if Madrid is, you know, moistening around the lips for me, because that would mean you're a fucking good player at the top of their game, because the view is that they only buy the best in the world, and they'll buy from whoever in the fucking world because they're Real Madrid.
I think that's
either way, if Real Madrid weren't there talking to him, he would have been less reluctant to sign a deal. So he would have been more inclined to sign a deal with Liverpool or talk to other clubs at that point, if that's what he wanted to do, if Real Madrid weren't sniffing around him. Because Real Madrid is there, that's why I stand on when I say why Kuti fell off this year when he was playing for us, was because Real Madrid flirted with him a little bit. And then next thing you know, you start thinking like, yeah, my wife's nice, but what about that really rich supermodel? She might be nice too. And then it's like, once that thought is enough to change that little, like, well, that might be the most minor uncomfortabilities are going to feel like the most grandiose uncomfortabilities, because you're like, I don't need to put up with this shit. And then think about it from Trent's perspective. It's not even announced official. It's just Fabrizio saying, Elsa Torra, here we go. Or should I say, twist my nips, Trent Alexander-Arnold on his way to no fucking where, because he's going to see out the rest of his contract. So again, it's like, it's weird timing, because it's like breaking up before the lease is up and y'all just going to live together. And it's like, well, hopefully the house stays clean and hopefully you're not working against me in the future. But when Real Madrid go flirting, it changes how a dude act. And that's just the nature of a professional soccer, of a professional football player, because
you're like, I don't have the sound
grow up, bro.
I would have showered you with booze right now.
Boo.
On soccer.
Boo. Yeah. Even though they came up with the word boo.
I mean the word soccer.
But yeah, man, I think that it's a natural occurrence with a player at that age. You're 26. You're literally entering the physio and science says that your prime is technically from 24 to 29. That is your prime physical years of like, that's the best it's ever going to be. If you're in good shape, like that's the best shape you're ever going to be in. These are his golden years. And it's like, he's already won everything with Liverpool. He's already
How much
accomplished
you putting
all
this
the
on
shit.
the club though for letting both their contracts run out? I mean, not both their contracts, all 3 of their contracts run out.
I mean, at the end of the day, money talks. You offer a fat enough contract, motherfucker ain't gonna leave. Look at what's going on in Saudi. Motherfuckers are going to Saudi Arabia because of the bag. You offer the bag, he'll fucking stay. And, you know, I don't know the ins and outs of the financial situation surrounding Liverpool, but I do know they spent $0 fucking dollars in the summer, except for Chiesa, which I think might have been a free.
No,
Yeah.
they paid for Chiesa.
They've
They
got
paid
money.
Chiesa for him, though.
They are a big ass fucking brand, big ass LeBron James clothing brand tied to type shit. You'll never walk alone unless it's getting a pay raise. To me, if you're a tightwad, you want to fucking hold on to the money, you can hold on to that with both your hands because I'm fucking out of here, is what I would say if I'm Trent. So if anything, you should be upset with FSG, not with Trent. It's the same way I said with Harry
Exactly.
Kane.
That's why I wanted
Be
you to
upset with
speak on
Levy
that.
for what he did. Don't be upset with fucking the player for doing what's best for him as a human being and as a football player ultimately, because think about it. You won everything with Liverpool. You go to Madrid, you win everything over there. Boom. Now you're a fucking legend. Now they're throwing you in conversations like best of all time. Are you the best? You know, everyone's got a different preference. Like, you know, some people would say he's not even the best right back, but to me, no one. I just remember watching, like, there was that first free kick he ever scored, bro, and it was just like, who's this fucking kid? And then all of a sudden, you start thinking 66 is a cool number. Why? Well, because Trent Alexander-Arnold was balling in it. So it's like, okay. And then I start wanting a Trent Alexander-Arnold of my own to come out of the academy. Where's my Reece James to come out of the academy? This is a guy who's rivaled Reece James when Reece James was actually really fucking good. So, again, you know, I can't blame him. I wouldn't be upset. I think people are hurt and they don't know where to direct their hurt. So they directed at the one, like when Luka got traded, my immediate reaction was I was angry with Luka, even though it was the Mavericks' fault. You know what I'm saying? It's the same idea. It's like and sometimes, you know, when you're in a public space and you say something, well, now you got to back it. Now it's like, I got to stay pissed.
Hold on. So the reason why we can't compare these two situations because Luka got blindsided. Same thing happened with Liverpool, low-key. Because listen, as much as I blame him for waiting this long to take a decision on this player, listen, he's not renewing his contract. He's not being decisive. He's not being clear about what he wants to do. We're gonna cash in on him and we're gonna sell him with a year or two left on his contract because we can't risk running his contract down. Now I understand there's a little bit, and Tom Little made a good point. He was like, basically, the contract negotiations wasn't genuine. He wasn't given a final say. He kind of hid behind the whole Van Dijk Salah contract situation a little bit more because those two were getting most of the media attention, and he kind of benefited from that, where he just like he hid behind the smoke, and apparently he was talking to Real Madrid since 2023. If you were talking to Real Madrid since 2023, that's well over a year.
That's collusion, isn't it? Isn't that what
It's
PSG
not
were
collusion.
doing with?
You're allowed to speak. Okay, so you're allowed to speak with a club starting January. So it's kind of illegal if Real Madrid did the approach. But still, this is your boyhood club. You don't need to leave him on the red. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't want to answer someone, like, I'll be honest, bro. I know you're married, but let's pretend you've been dating your girl for like 5 years, all right? So forget that you're married and you have kids. You're just dating. And you're like 5 years in, you're like, you know what, bro? Like, as much as I love her, I just feel like it's time to break up. I think you owe her that closure where you're like, listen, I think we should separate because of this, this, and that. It's different than you've been talking to a chick for a couple months, let's say a month or two. And you're like, you know what? I'm tired of this bitch, bro. I'm just going to ghost her. I feel like I don't owe you that if I just been talking to you for a few weeks or a few months. But goddamn, if we've been dating for 5 years, the least I owe you is an explanation to why I think we should.
But in an in an emotional sense of like being in debt to like I'm indebted so I owe you this, to me is a relative thing. So like the same person who said like while I
Shout out
tend
Igal
to
in the
kind of agree while I tend to agree with you in the sense of like, you know, if this person, you know, you've done more for each other over a longer span of time, then, you know, you should give them a little something back, loyalty wise. But then I've seen what that looks like with Harry Kane. He did that and we fucking locked his ass up. And he was like, maybe someone can save me. We're like, no, you get Nuno. And then he was like, all right, fuck it. I'm just going to walk around and not do shit. It was like, it's this weird thing where I think everyone in the world starting to realize players have the power. They've always had the power. And in the Premier League, I feel like it's always been the clubs with the power. And like the NBA is doing that right now, trying to show, hey, we have the power to trade players like Luka to LA, which I'm convinced was a fucking inside job because NBA's losing fucking revenue and viewers and they needed something to spice it up. So bring the best player in the fucking world to the biggest marketable franchise in the world. And guess what? You're going to get a remedy for some bullshit, some fucking bullshit I don't want to see. But that's besides the point. My point being that Trent has all the power here. And whether he should feel indebted or not shouldn't be held against him. That's a relative feeling. And it's going to vary from person to person. Everyone's going to say, oh, well, he was here for this many years. We owe him this. And, you know, I'm a little bit of a hypocrite now that I say that out loud because that's what I do to LeBron James. That's why I hate on him whenever he made that move from Cleveland to Miami. Because I look at it and I say, look at what Cleveland's done for you, for your family. They put you on when they wouldn't even supposed to be paying you because you're in high school. And that's illegal. Why are you giving them a Hummer? Why did your mama get a Hummer when you were in high school? Oh, because the Cleveland Cavaliers were nurturing you because they were going to draft you and they were shit and they needed you to be their savior. And then he left them hanging. And I felt like the way he did that was wrong. But that's my relative feelings on how I feel he owed the city of Cleveland. But that's not like based on anything other than my feelings. So it's just a relative thing, how much someone says, oh, Trent owes us this, or he should have done it this way or that way. As far as I'm concerned, he did it the way in which he wanted to. And guess what? He's going to go play for the biggest fucking brand in the sport. And that's just the nature of the beast. Bigger brands will take your best players. And that's just what happened. Like, how can I be upset Kane chose to go to Bayern Munich? But that's one of the biggest ones. So yeah, man.
Shout out Dana Cullen for gifting out 5 memberships to United Spurs of America. This is why I don't like
Donna.
You, you like Jacob more than me, and then you wonder why I don't like you.
How is Stream Elements in my chat? First of all, like that.
I don't think this is real stream elements, though.
It's saying who got memberships. Which let me shout out the people who got memberships real quick. Shout out Donna. Thank you for the donation. Guy Thompson, big up Guy Thompson. Rowan, Yanis Rubelis, Yanis, STZ02, and The Sky is Falling. The Sky is falling.
Do you have an action? What's it called? An action saved with Stream Elements?
No, but I do have a thing with Stream
Elements.
Elements, but it's not active. I don't know.
You got to go back and check. That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, I didn't have to go check YouTube to see who got the membership.
Yeah, I need to do that with mine.
It's very nice. Thank you very much, Donna.
Now I'm waiting for my 5 gifted Donna Cullen.
LFC Ben, I do think you are one of the biggest clubs in the world. On the European stage, you're the biggest in that sense from the English standpoint. So for sure, you are one. But Real Madrid are like the biggest.
Yeah, that's
like. I mean, top 5 biggest brands in the sport. What would you say? For me, Real Madrid is number 1. Love it or hate it, and I fucking hate it because you know how much I hate big government being involved in the people's sport, which is what Fartalonia started to try and do. Is like we're the people's club, and then they're like the Spanish government will stomp on you until you're dead, and they just don't die. So it's kind of cool that way. But I'm gonna throw out Real Madrid and Barcelona in the top 5. I don't know where Barcelona is, but number 1 is Real Madrid, and somewhere else in that 5 is Barcelona. Then I would say what What comes after that? United? For better or worse, y'all are still one. I mean, even when Real Madrid had their down period, it didn't change them being of a certain stature. So, it to me, Liverpool, probably in that 5, or 6, but I don't know about bigger than Real Madrid. I think Real Madrid's kind of as big as it gets, and it's one of them things where
they're miles ahead of them, bro. They're miles ahead of them. No disrespect, but they're miles ahead of them. They're miles ahead of most of us, anyways. But
well, they also are backed by an entire government of a country, of a nation's government, financially and
allegedly,
economically and sociologically, and with rules. It's in their favor. So they're doing what they are paying to do, which is win. Fucking criminals.
Speaking of win, what you make of Tuchel's first couple games with England, even if you didn't watch them? By the way, guys, make sure you're smashing a like on the video. Subscribe if you haven't yet to both channels. My channel and United Spurs of America. Gary Neville said something outlandish today. I'm assuming you didn't see it.
I don't listen to Gary Neville. That's like how, just turning on Ratatouille at any moment.
It was trending, so that's why I asked.
What was it? I back Foden, I think.
Get the F out of here.
Oh, I guess I gotta upload it in the brand, right?
What's the get the F out of here?
It's the Canella's like, man, get the fuck out of here, man.
Oh.
You never want to. You always run from the fight. That one.
So Gary Neville today on the overlap said that Phil Foden should basically always play for England, regardless of his form. So he should always start for England. He said back in the day, Alan Shearer, no matter how bad he played or no matter how bad of a form he was in, he was still starting for England game in, game out. And he said Harry Kane, no matter what form he was in, he was also going to start for England game in, game out. So he compared basically Phil Foden to Shearer and Kane. And then Ian Wright couldn't believe it. Carragher couldn't believe it. No one could have believed it. Now, I did this today. I was like, you know what? I've always been interested to do this. Actually, I never thought of it, but today I was interested to do this. I looked up Phil Foden's international career with England. Phil Foden has played 44 games for England since 2020, where he debuted. So this is 5 years now. How many goals do you think he has for England in 44 games? I need everyone to take a guess.
I'm gonna say.
Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Hey, get the fuck out of here because I'm gonna fuck you out right now, motherfucker. Hey.
Take a guess.
I actually forgot the question because I haven't seen that clip in a while. Big up, Guy Thompson for the super chat. Says Foden isn't good for England. Foden admitted it.
I mean,
every time I think of Foden, I think of shaved eyebrows. I think of your number tattooed on your neck. And then I think of him and his mom fighting people in the hallway somewhere.
Eye skin fade, low top.
Just eyebrows. Never one eyebrow hair out of place. And I'll be honest, if you're a man and you take care of yourself that way, like, do you, whatever you feel most comfortable, I would never judge. I just can't trust you. Why are your eyebrows, like, better groomed than my fucking dog?
Because he pays someone.
I'm telling you, I can have all the money in the world. I don't give a fuck about what my eyebrows look like. I can tell you that right now.
Okay, so still, take a guess. How many goals do you think he has for him?
For England in 44 appearances, you said?
Mm-hmm.
10.
That's your final guess.
Yeah, I'm saying 10.
Chat, what do you guys think? Don't cheat. No one look up. I need everyone right now, just drop a number in the chat. How many goals do you think Phil Foden has in 44 games for England? 44
I know he's a mass producer in the sense of breeding.
We're not talking about that. 5, nope. 2, nope. Nope. 3, Nope. Donald Cooling, this is why you're banned from my channel. The correct answer is 4. I love how everyone said 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 5. No one said 4, bro.
I said 10. But to be fair, I mean, there's one man who's hogging all the goals, and that's the greatest striker that's ever graced England's soil, and Harry Kane. Excuse me, Harold Edward Kane.
It doesn't matter. 4
No goals for bro.
You're
There's only so
averaging
many
a
loaves
goal
of bread on
every
the
11
table.
games, and I'm being told you need to be sure. Here's the thing, bro. If you have to play every game like Shearer did and Kane did, it means that even when you play like shit, at least you give me goals. First of all, he compared 2 historic strikers in the Premier League and in English football history to a attacker / winger / midfielder. So Foden is not a striker like Shearer and Kane. I can justify a striker who is not in form still playing because I know in any minute, just like that, he can score. All right. That is not justified for Foden to be in that conversation with you. I know he's not making a direct comparison, but you put him in the same pool the minute you said that these two play no matter what the form is, so you should do the same with Foden. You should never do the same with Foden. There's no objective reason to play Foden out of form. Foden, I think he's a very good player. I think he's actually on talent. He's probably, in my opinion, he's arguably the best English player in terms of just talent. The issue is the application in England versus the application in Man City is night and day. When he plays in Pep Guardiola's system, he's brilliant. He won player of the PFA player of the season last Premier League season for a reason. He was that good. He was that good that he won it. Now people can argue maybe Rodri deserved it or not. It doesn't matter. He was still there. He's brilliant when it comes to Pep's system. But outside of the Pep system, he just looks out of place. And even if the football in England is probably not better than the football in City, still doesn't justify that you play him. England, especially with Tuchel being there, I don't think they should rely on Foden. I don't even think Foden should be starting, let alone being the first name on the team sheet, like Gary Neville's trying to say. Is he good enough to still be a part of the squad and at least be used on the bench? Yes. I've seen historically over international football so many good players that don't fit how this current manager and this current team is trying to play, where they, number one, don't even get called up, or number two, they just have a squad role. And I think that's what Foden should be. They have too many good wingers for them to be using a midfielder like Foden there. And they have too many players that play in the 10 that arguably would contribute with a lot of G&A and will probably accommodate for Kane. Because I think if you want to tell me who's the first name that should be in the team, I think it should be Kane. That's what I think. But for you to try to force Foden to be there, when I'll be honest with you, I'd rather play Saka on the right. I'd rather play Bowen on the right. I'd rather play Rashford on the left. I'd rather play Gordon on the left. I'd rather play Palmer in the 10. That's what I would rather do. I'd rather accommodate Kane with runners than to force Foden being there. Because I'll tell you what, I've never seen a good relationship between Kane and Foden. Because who the fuck is running for Kane? We've seen Kane with proven with great wingers being a proven player. Why would I shoehorn Foden there? Are you trying to win a World Cup next year or no? Because I'll tell you what, if you force to play Foden every time with these type of players that you have in the squad right now, I'll tell you what, you're not really winning anything. I honestly don't think you're winning anything. Shout out Guy Thompson for saying, preach, mate. You're right. Big up yourself, man.
Big up Guy Thompson.
That's how I understand. And trust me, this is coming from someone who actually said at some point, I did, and I still think that, maybe not in this season, but I still do think that. I think Foden is actually a better talent than Saka. But Saka's more effective for England. How can I dismiss that? Like, at the end of the day,
I think for me it depends on the system being used, but it's almost a question of, is it like Harry Kane in a sense? Doesn't matter your fucking system, he's starting. You know what I mean? Is he that good to where it's like it doesn't matter how you play, he has to be there? That's the question I think that needs to be asked more, because like with Thomas Tuchel, like, you know, how does he like to run his 10s? How does he like his wingers to run necessarily? Because people say the same thing about Saka. They say he's a what is it? What do they call him? Merchant, tactic merchant, or what was it? System
Saka?
merchant. That's what
System
Mustafa
merchant.
said. He says yeah, that he's only good because the system plays to his strengths. They say the same thing about Saka, but there's intangibles in their game that I think you can take away and extrapolate that would say this transcends no matter what system you play, like with Harry Kane. Because with Harry Kane, again, it doesn't matter how you want to play that striker position. Harry Kane's going to fucking start. It's just the bottom line. Is Phil Foden to that level? I would probably say no, but he is of the level in which I'm like, who would I rather do that than him out of the available players? And to me, it's like, it doesn't matter who's available for England. Harry Kane is the striker. It doesn't matter. Ivan Toney could score 55, 70 goals in the Saudi league. Doesn't matter. Harry Kane's still going to start. You know what I mean? And for me, I don't know that Foden's at that level where it's just automatic start, regardless of form, which is what I'm, inferring what Neville here says. So, yeah, I mean, I'd probably put Foden in from my team, like what I would try and run in England. I think it's really just a matter of how does Thomas Tuchel view him in this system, because I don't think he transcends systems and tactics in a sense like undroppable status. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you guys, I'm saying like Ronaldinho, no matter what, will cook. What does that mean?
Same with Thomas Tuchel.
Oh, same with
Thomas
Tuchel. Same with Kane. I mean, comparing Kane to Ronaldinho is a little bit crazy, but I kind of get what you're trying to say here. Foden has been lucky. Mano was injured. Southgate used to play him every game. I mean, they don't play in the same position. Yeah, I just thought it was a crazy conversation, man. But yeah, man. I mean, these were the biggest topics of the week. Did we miss anything, or is there anything else?
Well, in the Tottenham world, The Athletic did a paywall article that says the same shit that everyone else is regurgitating. It's just like a group of dogs just eating the same throw up over, and they just throw it up, then the other dog eats it and then throws it up. If they sack Ainge, they're gonna get Areola, or they're gonna get Frank, or they like Marco Silva. And it's like, okay. I feel like The Athletic has just kind of become the fans' opinions, and I don't know. It's just the same shit I've been hearing. And to me, I'm going to say this about Areola, and I do need to use the restroom, so I don't know if you want to keep going or you want to wrap this up. But in regards to Areola, the last two Premier League matches that I've been really paying attention when all the noise is getting loud about him, which I'm really looking forward to saying Areola out, because getting the Areolas out is a mission I'm always on. But secondly, because we just get to rinse and repeat and do the same bullshit. And this time, hey, he's naive. Versus a manager who people say isn't a coach. He doesn't coach. He can't manage. He can't do shit. But Areola can't hang on to a 2-0 lead versus him. Interesting. And then the subsequent game after that, guess what? He's up 1-0 at halftime versus Brentford, and then he loses 2-1. Fucking naive, idiot, uneducated, can't coach, whatever negative adjective you want to insert here. To me, Areola is just fucking diet Ainge. He hasn't actually won any trophies as far as I understand it, because he hasn't gone to the Scottish League and won, and he hasn't gone to Japanese League and won. What league has he gone to and won?
He has an FA Cup semi-final this week, so we'll keep an eye on that.
Oh, like the semifinal Ainge just got. Okay.
No, I'm just letting you know that actually
Ainge Postecoglou, by the way, got us the closest to a final that we've been since Jose Mourinho was here. So
you already know my stance. I already told you that I hope Ainge gets sacked because that relationship is done. But it also,
I get it. I've been saying for a while, I understand why people don't want Ainge and why they want him to be sacked. I just see it as like, what good is that gonna do? Like the building's already been bombed, metaphorically. There's just like, it's gonna fall at any moment, and you're just it doesn't make sense to spend more resources trying to keep it standing a little bit. Like, let's just let it all fall down. I almost felt like, fuck it, let's get relegated so the fucking Levy will leave, and then someone else will buy it, and maybe they're like the guy that wants to come in and just fucking win. I don't know. I mean, obviously a lot of that is fucking fantasy land, but like in the intermediate, to me, like I don't think sacking Ainge does anything. It's just gonna continue what we're doing. We're just gonna make the bed again, but not shower, and then be like, "Why is our bed so dirty? We made our bed." It's like, well, yeah, but you need a fucking bath, you dirty son of a bitch. And they're like, no, my dirty feet, I want them next to my pillow, but I don't want dirt next to my pillow. And it's like, you can't have it both ways. You can't go through a painful rebuild and it not be painful. That's part of the rebuild. It's painful.
Speaking of
and
that,
it's not even
by
a
the way,
rebuild because we didn't even build anything in the first place.
You reminded
It's
me.
just a build.
You said painful rebuild. And it reminded me of my painful rebuild. My manager, by the way, is nominated for Manager of the Month. But they told me to sack him.
Well,
But
mine
somehow-
won 3 in his first 3 months in the job, and they still, which there's only a handful of other managers who've done
No,
that.
but they weren't saying at the time get rid of him. I'm saying he won it. I'm sorry, he didn't win it. He's nominated. Why did I say he win it? He didn't win it. Apologize. He's nominated for it. Him, Nuno, and
Well, Ainge
Right.
was last month too, while they were all saying Ainge out. They've been saying Ainge out
that's all I'm
for a
saying.
while now.
He's nominated, but yet United fans told me to sack him. That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Listen, this run, because I know we're gonna wrap up here. This run from this international break onwards is gonna make or break us. One of our managers is gonna be in trouble. I don't think, no matter what happens, I don't think Emery is gonna get sacked anyway.
What's crazy is I would feel in that situation, I would actually feel worse for Amarim because it's like he left a boat that was doing fine. The boat was good. And he was like, oh, let me see if I could go save those people. Don't worry, Sporting, go on without me. He jumps off of his boat onto yours. And he's like, you know what? I thought there was a chance we could salvage this. And it's looking like it's not. Whereas, you know, I still feel bad for Ainge, but like for Amarim, I feel like it's even less of an opportunity. But again, the pressures are higher. The standards are higher when you're at a club like Manchester
Sporting-
United. So
the chat is actually saying Sporting actually have done so bad without him. So bad. It just shows you how much of an effect he had on that team. But listen,
Well-
we got some players back. I'm probably gonna do a separate United stream for this, but we're getting some players back. And listen, this Europa League run, let's make the best out of it. I watch a little bit of Almada football. I watch a little bit of Shirky football. So we'll see what happens, man. I might have to do, you know what I might do? I might have to do a Leon watch along this weekend. Just to see how good they are.
why?
There's a little bit of scouting, you know?
Who's it, Leon?
So we're playing Leon in the Europa League. That's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna watch it.
So you're saying I should watch Frankfurt then?
Probably, yeah.
I mean, I
But
got
I
Chelsea
actually
before
have to worry
that.
about
I
football.
bro, dude, my next 4 opponents, Chelsea, never win. And then we got Southampton, so we should get 3 points there. And then this is Premier League specifically. And then it's Wolves, which I don't think we've beaten Wolves. I don't think we've beaten them in a long time, actually. And then Nottingham Forest. Out of those 4 matches, how many points do you think Tottenham's going to get
3.
in the league? 3? Not even
You know,
4?
one
You
of-
don't think we could draw one of those other 3? We could
No,
draw
it's
versus
gonna-
Wolves.
No, you're just gonna beat Wolves. And you're gonna lose the rest.
So we're going to lose to Southampton also.
Oh, you said Southampton.
So there's
Alright.
6 points that should be got, as far as I
Alright.
understand it.
Alright.
Southampton
4
and
out of
Wolves.
6. You're losing
We'll
to
probably
Forest,
draw
and
to
you're losing-
Wolves. I'm saying 4 to 7 points.
I mean, Cunha when he sees Cutia Romero again.
He might not
Sorry.
even be, dude. I'm on DHgate trying to buy next year's away kit, the sick ass black kit that we got, and I was like, should I get Romero? I was like, he probably won't be here. Should I get Son?
He
If the
probably
fans
won't
had
be
their
here.
way, they would have fucking already killed him. which I would like Son to be here next year. It's always like a good if I want to buy the shirt early, I could always buy Son because it's like he's always going to be here. But it's like I wouldn't get rid of him. He's likely going to be here, but motherfuckers are trying to sell him.
Get us a Solanke or an Odebert jersey. That play it safe, honestly.
Solanke might change his number though.
All right,
Odebert
get
might
an
change his
Odebert.
number.
All
You
right,
think he wants to be wearing fucking 28? That's a dusty ass number, bro. It's Tongi and Dombele's number.
You got a someone said Madison. Hell no. You got a what's his name? It's the other midfielder, Archie Gray. There you go.
Actually, it's between Archie Gray and Van de Ven. Because I'm like, them two aren't going to change their number, and they're going to be here next year.
There you
I
go.
want Spence, but I think he's going to change his number also. Bergvall's a good shout, but I hate the number 15 for obvious reasons. There's a certain somebody who wore it for years, and now I fucking hate that number.
Or Mickey Moore.
Ooh, 47, Mikey Moore, but is he going to wear 47 next year? I don't know.
You know,
That'd be
these
sick.
kids don't change their numbers no more. Foden's been 47, never changed it. Trent has been 66, never changed it.
Yeah, but they
Baines
all got
37.
chances to play. Like, it's like what we did with Mikey Moore, but if we actually, you know, like Ainge gave him more. And this is where, again, I've said I will slap Ainge in the mouth over this, the treatment of Mikey Moore. Because Timo Werner comes back, and guess what? Oh, Timo Werner's now on the bench. Mikey Moore's playing with the fucking kids. And Timo Werner got microwave minutes. I would have rather those microwave minutes go to my fucking all-star young boy Galactico Mikey Moore. But guess what? Now he's frustrated and wants to leave. So it's like, I really don't appreciate that. But Mikey Moore 47 would be sick on that away shirt. 100%.
It would. Anyways,
But I
We're
was,
gonna
I
wrap
was,
up here, guys.
I was going to go with Van de Ven. I feel like that's a good choice.
37, that's sick. Get a
Plus,
better-
37 reminds me of Harry Kane when he was coming out of the academy. And it also reminds me of a certain somebody who should have played
about
for an
you just
African
wait
nation, but
then?
he played for a Spanish nation. I should, but I want it now.
How about you control your desires?
I almost bought a
wait.
37 Adama shirt one summer.
Speaking of
when we had
desires, you know that clip that came out not too long ago? What's the guy, the Spanish guy that his girl kept getting fucked?
João Felix?
No.
Oh, Montoya. No, por
Montoya.
favor, Montoya.
You know they have the English version of it now on Netflix.
No. I
Yeah,
didn't
there's
know
one.
that.
I started yesterday and I fell asleep.
Do they show the booty the
I don't know. I
cheeks
just fell
getting
asleep.
clapped?
Like, literally episode 1, I didn't see anything. You know what I'm gonna start doing? I'm gonna start going live on my channel, whether it's on YouTube or Twitch, maybe in Twitch. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do live watch-alongs for these shows. So I'm gonna put them in the Discord for my audience to watch, and we're just gonna watch shit together. That's what I'm gonna start doing. So they have the
You
English
could be
version.
live and just have it on the Discord, and if anyone's like, "What are you watching?"
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm gonna legit say we're gonna do a watch along for this. We're gonna react to it together, and for people to watch it, I'm gonna put it in the Discord. Because I managed to remove that little block where it just blocks anything that I'm trying to share in the Discord. So now I could just show anything. So I'm just gonna go on Netflix and be like,
Yeah, a lot of apps do that when I have
There you
OBS
go.
open.
Live Temptation Island. Thank you, Cam. That's what I'm talking about. Cam, and you'll be the first one in my chat. You'll be the first one in my chat. Don't even play with me. You'll be the first. You'll be the first one there. You know, there's another show I'm trying to. I actually need to put you on this show. Yo, guys, everyone on Netflix, everyone in the chat. Sorry, go on Netflix and look up this show that they just dropped. I think 2 days ago. It's called The Millionaire. I think, bro. I swear to God, one of the best game shows I've ever watched in my life. I'm 4 episodes in, and the rest drop on like.
I don't
April
like
2nd.
game shows because I don't fucking play games.
All right, you're not gonna play the game. You're just gonna watch it. But,
Yeah, but I ain't about that game being played like that. Shit, I ain't about
bro,
playing
I
nothing.
promise you,
Authenticity only.
you'll enjoy that. I'm actually gonna force you to watch it with me. How about that? We're gonna watch it together. Cause I'm not gonna lie, bro. Whoever came up with that idea, wallahi, hands up for them. Great show. Go look at it. I think it's called Millionaire. Or something Millionaire. I forgot. I just watched it yesterday, but it's great. You'll see it on, like, you know, when Netflix says new on Netflix or whatever, it's the #1 there. It's the first thing you
Bro,
see.
I'm just tired of all of these damn, like, who hosts it? Some ex-boy band member?
No, some Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Even the guy's cold who's hosting it. It's a British guy. He looks like an Italian mafia, but he's British. And he just comes in with the blazer and like the flat hat, and he smokes a cigar while I'm not gonna lie, it's a great show. It is a fucking great show. You know me.
My
Jake.
time is so
about shows
limited.
and
My
movies.
time that I have to watch shit and do shit that doesn't involve kids and household and logistical shit in life, like,
Bro,
is
you're
so
gonna
small
tuck the kids
to
to bed.
watch. Dude, I'll tell you, I'm gonna watch that other show you recommended to me before I watch some game show.
What's the other show I recommended?
About that dude from Texas.
Oh, Mo. But it's a little bit old now.
It doesn't have to be on currently for me to watch it.
No, I'm saying like for
I'm
me,
currently
that's a while
rewatching
ago now,
Boardwalk
but
Empire.
now,
That shit's ended
I gotta
years
move on to
ago.
something else. All right, guys. So this is what we're gonna do. You're gonna follow me on Twitch, so we can do that. And Canadian Cam, you go follow me on Twitch right now, because when we do live a Temptation Island watch along, your ass better be there. But go follow me on Twitch right now, because I'm gonna start doing that. I'm probably gonna keep my YouTube a little bit more in my United and football related topics. But when I like to do these watch alongs and shit, and I'm gonna put it in the Discord, as I said, I'm probably gonna do it on Twitch more. So go follow me on Twitch right now. And Jacob, I will force you to watch it. Don't worry about it. I don't care if we even stream midnight my time. We'll do that. That's what
it might have to be, but I'd be down for that. That sounds fun.
All right, guys, we're gonna wrap up here because we were supposed to wrap up at like an hour 15 to an hour and a half max.
But that Stephen A. beef took fucking hour. It was an hour of beefology.
It was fun though. But yeah, shout out to all of you guys, whether you're on my channel or Jacob's channel. Make sure you cross platforms and well, I should say not platforms, but cross channels and subscribe to both channels. Like the video on both channels.
I'm glad you didn't say cross streams.
Oh my God. I was about to say, is that a bad thing? But now it makes sense.
Nah, it makes
Anyways,
sense. European, more like European on my boot.
Have ever actually peed in the street? You and your, let's say you're on a road trip or something, and everyone needs to pee.
Yeah,
you just pee on the side.
I've
and
pissed.
Like,
I've pissed shoulder.
Like, is he looking at me?
Dude, in America, there's bars, and it's like a pig trough, and everyone's shoulder to shoulder just pissing in it. That's fucking worse than it being outside, where like, you know, birds can see your junk too.
Me and my boys were peeing at one time. We were in the city in New York. When I say the city,
dude, I gotta piss so bad. I've had to piss for the last 30 minutes. You saw my.
We went to pee. So I went to pee. We couldn't find a corner to pee in because there's so many bars. I forgot where we were. I think we were in Soho. And we found a corner that was dark, and we were like, yo, someone go pee there. But there's a lot of foot traffic around that. So like, yo, the two other people stand there, and if you see someone coming, just like warn us or something. So we were taking turns peeing. So someone went to pee first, and then it was my turn. And then I thought about it. I was like, I'm gonna go to that corner, but now the floor is filled with his piss. So I'm gonna piss over his.
And that's just what you see. You don't. That's not even accounting for all the droplets that splashed and flew a foot or two.
And I'm not touching anything else. I'm just walking. I'm like, now I gotta stand.
Your shoes, and then your shoes are gonna go back into the car, and then those shoes are gonna go. This is why I don't let shoes into my house. Number one, because I don't know whose piss you've been stepping in.
I don't know how this happened. Anyways, like the video, subscribe. Jacob's gonna go piss now.
I'm about to piss in my fucking pants right now.
Well, don't piss in your pants, but you know what my mom used to tell me growing up?
Don't piss in your pants, son.
No matter how good or bad your day is, always make sure that you taste the biscuit.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce. Don't get that honey sauce on me. I don't like the way it tastes with my chicken wings.